what you feel about this Harden Simmons situation?
So if I'm Daryl Morey, the GM of the Sixers, you can't help but look at Harden's resume and say, when is he going to treat us like he treated Brooklyn, like he treated Houston? At some point, he's going to be like, yo, I'm tired. I'm gonna go eat some Twinkies. It's time for me to gain some weight. Uh, and I'm gonna show up to training camp and I'm trying to force a trade. And I'm like, all right, he was in a tough position trying to get some type of return on investment for Ben Simmons, but he just traded a problem for a problem because it's not like he got like Chris Paul, like he's gonna lead. You're guaranteed to make the playoffs now. You got Chris Paul, in the driver's seat. You got a talented, but it's too much in terms of would I bet on James Harden on anything? No. At this point, I'm not even betting on a step back. Like, can he draw a foul this entire game? Probably not. I'm not betting on him. So it's one of those things where I mean, you look at Brooklyn and what they gained. Ben Simmons, I guarantee, still can't shoot. He's not going to shoot. But now he has a reason. He has a great excuse that, all right, if I'm playing with top three best player in the league, KD, get him the ball. If I got one of the greatest buckets on the court, Kyrie, for 10% of the games that he's able to play, uh, Ben Simmons ain't got no business. He's just like Andre Drummond. Don't you look at the rim. Don't you dare. You need to grab the ball, chin that junk, and get it back out. So I don't want you layups, no dunks, nothing. So one thing I can give him, his defense going to be on 10, his length on 10, his passing abilities on 10, his IQ's on 10. So get him running the point. His half court offense is trash. So I mean, they have to run. I mean, Steve Nash going to have to do something to get this team to kind of mesh. But I feel like Brooklyn came out on top mainly because what they're gaining is more. It's easier to control. All he has to do is pass the ball to the open guy, versus James Harden needs to go back to his triple doubles and get Embiid involved. I'm not sure either one's going to really happen smoothly, especially with Kyrie being out half the time. Ben Simmons is he's not another person I wouldn't bet on, but he's going to get you the defense. He's going to get you the length and a couple of dunks if he chooses to take them. He might pass it at the last second or something, but yeah, neither one of them are going to the finals. Neither one of them, in my mind, I don't see anyone beating the Bucks. So I mean, just looking at Giannis and how he's just taking names and just, I don't see anybody beating the Bucks. So yeah, hopefully KD can get his life together because I mean, how many good great players you got to have before you can simply just make it to Eastern Conference Finals, bro? You had all of them. You got all the MVPs. You got all the scores. You supposed to be him. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. So I feel I agree with majority of that. So as far as the problem for a problem thing, I think Philly has way more of a problem out of the situation. One, because like you were saying, James Harden, who knows when he's just gonna be like, I don't really like it here no more. It's cool, but I don't really want to play here no more. I think
Right.
their offense got a little better in the sense of now they have a pick and roll game that's pretty much unstoppable because
Mm,
you can't sag it because Harden's gonna hit the three. You can't
right.
you can't go over because now you're leaving Embiid wide open. Like it's gonna be very difficult to guard them in a pick and roll situation, but now you're begging Harden to play off of Embiid instead of Embiid to play off of Harden. I don't know how well that's going to happen because Embiid pretty much can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Harden, like ever since they changed that foul rule, Harden struggled all year long. His
Yeah.
numbers still aren't bad, but
Mm,
he doesn't look like Harden from 2 years ago. So I don't
yeah.
see the
I don't know who's going to be the team leader because Embiid's personality, I feel like it still trumps most personalities in the league, mainly because his play backs up his talk as well. So it's like I don't see Harden taking over the team. He's not a leader in any sense outside of points and probably assists, and of course his triple doubles. He might get there close to in regards to rebounds, but personalities wise, I mean, people know his resume. People know they see him from a mile away. I'm like, bruh, you here or you just trying to find the next team you want to play with? Um, so yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to watch. I mean, I watched a little bit of the last Brooklyn game. Seth Curry already trying to get his name on the wall. I'm like, all right,
yeah.
bro, he's trying to be not just another Curry out there. He's trying to actually do some work.
And that's what I was going to say too. On the flip side, Brooklyn, first of all, you got Seth Curry and Andre Drummond. So now you got one a guy that's going to shoot the rock regardless, and he can actually score the rock. He's not. I
Yeah,
can't see him doing too much like off the dribble stuff, but he can at least get you points if needed. And Andre Drummond, he just gonna soak up rebounds because for whatever
Yeah.
reason, he is a super duper rebound guy. Ben
Yeah.
Simmons, on the other hand, I think his problem is now fixed. Like the problem he had, that goes away because his issue wasn't with the team; it was with Doc Rivers, Morey, and the rest of those guys for the way that.
All the
Well, I
wrong
guess it.
people.
I guess too. He was kind of pissed with Embiid after Embiid like wasn't happy that he didn't show up in the playoffs, but
Yeah.
that's to be expected. Like your guys going out pretty much saying we don't want you anymore. I can see how like I can't say I agree, but I can see
Mm.
how you're asking. What is he 24? He's pretty
Yeah.
much this is the only team you've known. You played a year in college. They drafted you first. You think they
Mm.
love you, and then they pretty much say, "Yeah, well, fuck you." Like I don't think he
Mm.
understood the business aspect of it as far as relationships went, and that's why he was in the tank early on.
Yeah.
And I think he handled it way more emotionally than he should have. But yeah, I think now though, I don't know if they win the championship, but they're definitely a lot closer. If New York lifts the mask mandates, somehow that happens. If that
Mm.
does happen, I think they give the Bucks a run because now you have Ben Simmons guarding Giannis and not
Dang.
KD.
Yeah, that's real.
So yeah, so like you don't really need bucket for bucket. KD cancels out Giannis, but now if you have Ben Simmons to somehow slow Giannis down and KD still gives you 35, we
Mm.
they might be talking about something. I don't think the championship comes out of the East anyways. I think Phoenix is going to win it all, but
Mm-mm.
they're the how do I say the hottest? What are they like 40-5 or something like that, or like
They're definitely
42 and
top three in
7?
the West right now.
Yeah, like they have. I think they have the best record in the West, and nobody's talking about them. Like there's some slack. So as long as Chris Paul stays healthy, that's my hot take for the championship. But
And he's just as old as LeBron. Like the amount of pressure that is on these old dudes to like just somehow like you got Giannis who still got milk on his breath. The man he's just fresh out of high school, so his
yeah,
energy's on 10. KD, he's not that, he's like early 30s, and I mean honestly, in terms of how long you're actually going to live, 30 mid 30s is not really that old. But in regards to like a professional sport, like you see them youngins on the Rockets, Jalen Green, you got Christopher down there, Josh Christopher, them boys fresh out of diapers and going upstairs
19.
on the crazy. So I'm like, obviously you got a 19-year-old playing a 37-year-old. It's not so much that, I mean, obviously I think experience would take over in most cases,
Yeah,
but that experience can't take over your lungs falling out your chest. And like I just can't keep up with it. This 19-year-old, he don't stop moving. It's kind of like trying to guard Steph Curry. He just pick after screen after pick, and you just gotta, and he gonna get open. So
yeah,
I mean, Phoenix reminds me of the Jazz. They always top five in the West. Always. Like the Jazz get no love. Jokic, he had his chance. Ain't nobody
yeah.
worried about that. His team is just kind of falling apart ever since they had that last little run. I feel like out of the West, it would have to be Phoenix. I don't see the Lakers getting it together. Um, yeah, I don't see anyone else making that type of noise. I did want to ask you, you're a Spurs fan,
Yes.
bro? How, bro?
Hey man, so I was a Spurs fan way back there with Timmy and Ginobili, Tony.
Yeah,
Like that's when I was Spurs fan. And I mean, at this point, I'm just not jumping ship because
yeah,
things are struggling. Like, cause too, I mean, Jonte Murray, like he really turning himself into a hooper. And we just got 3 draft picks in the first round now. So like the building is happening. It's just waiting it out. I just hope Pop doesn't retire before like we get good again. But I don't know how he's still on the sideline to be honest. Like because Pop sitting like he at least looked like he about 87.
I mean, if I was Paul, I would have left right with Timmy D.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, bro, I'm keeping my legacy intact. I ain't about to chase y'all youngins around. Talking about, come on, make a left hand layup. Like I got time to
Right.
kind
Like
of teach this stuff.
but I think they're starting to like not rally around them, but they're starting to kind of understand it and like we're close to the lottery at this point too, which is like I don't
Mhm.
ever wish downfall on nobody, but I think we sent like 11th out or something like that, like from the worst team in the league. So if we could just
Mm.
drop about 3 more spots, we got a chance at the lottery.